They say that everyone will have at least one billion-dollar idea in their lifetime. But in a world of unlimited possibilities, how do you select the right business idea for you?
People will often say, I'm too young to start a business. I'm too old to start a business. I don't have the right skills. Now, let me be clear. Nothing as petty as age or skills should prevent you from pursuing your dreams. But in a world of unlimited possibilities, how do you select the right business idea for you? We ask the experts.
1.
Well, my past was franchising, right? So I was leading business owners already, teaching them how to grow and scale an organization. So that was my background. What helped me understand why I wanted to go build Cultivate, or why select that as my priority versus everything else in the world I could have gone and sucked my teeth into, was really I isolated the part that gave me the biggest amount of happiness. I actually had a business prior to Cultivate that failed massively. It wasn't a success. The reason why it wasn't a success, I had zero passion around it. I just saw math and I saw an opportunity, and I thought I could make money at it. That didn't go as well. Now this one's on an absolute rocket ship. Why? Massive passion. I see the math. I see how it all comes together. And I'm out with my team, celebrating the impact that we make every day. Whatever you're doing right now, focus on the one or two things you are absolutely your superpowers and you're the absolute best at, and figure out if you're able to make that into a business. That'll give you your best shot for success.
2.
It was a process of elimination, failure, and also just really tapping into what feels right for me. Not many people know this, but before I started Ginni Media, I had an event management company called Blink. Terrible business model. I actually had a business plan for this, Anna, and it was one of those startups that failed because my only intention with that company wasn't it was to provide a great experience for people, but that was secondary to making money because I saw at the time events were booming in Melbourne for this particular community that we were serving. I thought, this is my chance to do the same thing. There was no real vision, mission, passion, or purpose behind that other than let's just make money. And we all know going through business school and going through starting businesses, if that's really the only incentive, you can really make some poor decisions financially, and you can really recruit some people that probably aren't aligned to taking your business further. So that happened for me, and I realized very quickly in the 3 years that I had this company, I met lots of great people, I met lots of not so great people, and it just didn't work out. If you were to do the books, I lost a lot more money than I made, and I made a lot of poor decisions and brought stress into my life that really wasn't giving me the joy or the drive to continue. So I knew, okay, events isn't for you, Ginni. Elimination, I tried it, it's done. Thankfully, I had a full-time job, and this was a side hustle, so I was kind of okay financially. But the one thing that I was continuing to do was host a radio show. I loved interviewing people, forming connections, hearing their stories. So I knew that would play a part in what I wanted to do because I did that so effortlessly, and I would do that without question. I'd get up at 4:30 a.m., go to the radio station, do the breakfast show, and then be done with it. You wouldn't ever not see me do that. And then that's when I knew everything kind of aligned, when I was like, okay, it's time to kind of take this to a full-time thing. There was passion there. I loved the storytelling aspect. I loved how people created things to serve or better civilization in some way. So I love that aspect of it too. And then being a part of their creative process was what really drove me to start Ginni Media. So here I am now.
3.
Sometimes you have to think about what it is that you do and what you like and what your skill set is, and then remove the widget of what that is. When I was in specifically the franchise brokerage space, I'm great at sales and I love working with people and I want to, have a lot of person interaction and do a really necessary service. It's that sounds great. How about screen mobile door repair? Well, that's not what they were thinking of. But when you think about their ability to build a business in something that's necessary and involves a lot of work individually with people, it does check all those boxes. But if you take a step back and you're I wasn't thinking screen door repair, but it checks everything else, well, maybe you should go explore, because that could be a whole opportunity that you really cast aside because it wasn't the sexiest sounding thing or something that you had educated yourself about before. So you got to really be open to what's out there for yourself.
4.
After 10 years in the advertising industry, I knew I was ready to go off my own and be my own entrepreneur. And it did come down to thinking about what specific industry did I want to jump into, because being in advertising, having a business background, you can really do kind of anything. But one day I was online and I was served an ad for a bag of coffee, and I bought it within 30 seconds. I had completed my purchase. Now I saw the ad, thought, yep, this looks delicious, bought it, and was immediately like, ooh, can't wait to try that. And it was that moment that I realized, like, wait, oh, I could do this because I am the consumer. I have a deeper understanding of what's going on here, and I am the person that will convert for this ad. So that's going to serve me really, really well in the long run, because it's something I'm interested in. It's something that I know how the mindset works of convincing someone to actually spend their dollars on this product. And then once I started digging into the research, the industry as a whole, and how far back the coffee industry goes, which is, it's not new. It really it made me more and more and more excited to be a part of something so global and so big and just, I don't know, so exciting.
The Best of Business show is brought to you by the BASA Awards. The BASA Awards exist to recognize, reward, and promote exceptional small businesses. We run 4 award programs: Best of America, Best of Australia, Best of Canada, Best of UK. Remember, it's strictly for small businesses only. Nominate your business today.